Welcome to today's video. I'm back here at Yashio factory with the S15 behind me. And last weekend I was actually supposed to be at a competition competing up north in Aomori for JGC. Unfortunately, the S15's down and it's not a simple issue. It's actually a pretty large one. We'll get to it in a little bit, but I decided to just go to Gaijin Matsuri and drive for the whole weekend up at Ebisu and have a bunch of fun with friends. And I seriously had so much fun. I'm so glad I ended up doing that because it was 1,000 times better than anything I could have done with the S15 because we're at a stalemate. And let me explain, let's go through why the S15 is down. So I've got the S15 all up on jack stands and everything right now, and let's go under here and I'll show you. So I was driving to Yashio, do another check over everything, and then I started noticing on the highway a fair bit of smoke coming out of the back of my car. And I've cleaned most of it up now, but you can probably tell there's still a bunch of oil down here. My titanium exhaust is now covered in oil. Pretty annoyed about that, but can't do much. Essentially, the tail shaft pushed in the rear seal on the transmission there. And the reason for that is this tail shaft is way too long for this particular car, like for the diff and everything that's in here. So I'm not entirely sure what the go is. I've reached out to Mazworks because this is a Mazworks kit, and they've told me that they make their drive shafts or propeller shafts apparently one size to suit both ABS and non-ABS diffs, which I just don't understand how that's possible, because either your drive shaft is too long or too short, because with the ABS diffs on the S15, they're like an extra like almost 2 centimeters longer. So how can you make a tail shaft that suits both non-ABS and ABS? I don't know. Anyways, I'm still trying to work it out with them, and I'm actually got the car up to do some measurements today for them. But it looks like they've sent me a non-ABS size tail shaft. It's a little frustrating because I definitely selected on their site and stuff when I ordered everything that this was going in an S15. So they should have known that all S15s come with this style of diff, the ABS sensor in the front, the long nose R200, because that's where all S15s get their speedometer readings from. They don't get it from the transmission whatsoever. It all comes from the diff in these. So what the problem is now, when I put this in, I thought it was a bit tight, but I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know much about tail shafts, and I was like, I guess it's okay, but there's like, when I disconnect these bolts, there's only like a millimeter space between the flanges. I'll send this. No, don't send that to anyone. Before Siri rudely interrupted me, like I said, there is pretty much no space for this tail shaft to move backwards and forwards when I have it up against the diff flange. So 100% that's the issue. And obviously with the clutch kicks and stuff we did on the testing day, I think it just pushed the rear seal in even more. So I'm gonna do some measurements. I gotta take this tail shaft out as well to do a measurement, which is just 4 bolts, and it slips out. But I mean, obviously I'm a bit bummed, but I know Mazworks is probably going to sort this out for me. The only thing is, obviously we're now going to probably spend a bunch of time waiting for this to get resolved, whether they send me a new one or they want me to ship this one back, I don't know. I did talk to a drive shaft shop here in Japan. They want nothing to do with this drive shaft. They offered to make me a new one, but they don't want to modify this one and make it shorter or something because they didn't make it and they don't know, like, you know. I think that's fair. Like, you know, a lot of shops these days will just say they don't want to touch anything unless it's their own product. So fair enough. But yeah, hopefully I can get this resolved as soon as possible and this doesn't just linger on for a month while I wait for stuff to get sorted out. So anyways, I'm going to sort this out, and then we're actually going to be taking this to my shop today on the loader and get this unloaded there so that we're not taking up space while this is sitting dead, not being able to be driven or drifted at Okachan's shop. So I've pulled out the tail shaft, and you can see that this little slither of the rear main came out, and that's actually from the tail shaft being too long and pushing so far in there that the beveled edge on the tail shaft has been grinding that up. If we slide out here, I'll show you what the tail shaft looks like. So this is the part of the tail shaft that goes inside your transmission. Now normally it should end around here, and this much should be inside your transmission, right? About 2 centimeter gap here, but mine is so far pushed in that the rear seal has been rubbing on this beveled edge here, and that's what's grinded it up and caused it to fail. So I measured both from the inside of the transmission where the rear seal is all the way to the shaft, and that's 129.5 centimeters. This is 135.5 centimeters. It's like 2.2 centimeters too long, roughly. So this needs a bit of a chop and I'm going to give all that information to MazWorks. I'm sure they're going to sort something out. Hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll have this resolved. One thing I just wanted to quickly talk to you guys about is, obviously this situation sucks. It's out of my control. It's nothing I did. But one thing I do not want this channel to ever be about is, you know, going after someone, creating drama and stuff like that. MazWorks is communicating with me. They're going to resolve the issue. And I don't want any of you guys DMing them or anything going, yo, you know, you screwed up Sam's car. I'm never buying anything from you. No, whatsoever. I don't want any of that. And, you know, everyone makes mistakes. I've made mistakes, and I'm sure each and every one of you has made mistakes. And obviously, being a vlogger, I want to make sure I am as honest and true to you guys, and I show you everything that happens. So I just want to make sure that that's very clear. They're not a sponsor whatsoever. I paid a lot of money for this kit, so it is, you know, pretty disappointing that this has happened, but this does happen. This is all part of building and modifying cars. You cannot get away with this. Parts do come wrong sometimes, and you have to go through this process of waiting, and there's like nothing you can do. In Japan we say like nani mo dekinai, so shoganai, right? Like there's nothing you can do, so why worry about it? Like if it's not in your control, it's nothing you did, and there's nothing that you can do whatsoever, why are you even worrying about it? There's nothing you should be worrying about, you know what I mean? So I think we're gonna take a page from that. I'm chill, it's okay. I've waited so long already for this car to be like this. I can wait a couple more weeks, it's not a big deal. Anyways, I'm gonna put this all back together, we'll get it loaded on the truck and start heading to the shop. Well lads, your boy Trucky Sam is back, yeehaw! And we're on our way to the shop right now. S15, I don't know if you can see it in the rear vision mirror, but she's on the back. No casualties so far involving ABS and everything like that. I just keep massive distance between cars in front of me now because it's just not worth the risk after the rear of the S15 went into the tire rack. So once we get to the shop and load it in there, we'll pick it up from there. Made it to the shop, guys. I definitely need to get myself one of these loaders. It's just gonna make life so much easier going to the track and whatnot. Just got this thing in the shop and look how good it looks. It's been so long since we had the S15 here. It feels super good to have it back here in the shop again. And don't worry, even though we're gonna have some downtime with, you know, waiting for a new tail shaft and everything to get sorted out, I'm gonna get onto all the other stuff we need to get done with, like installing a hydro, bunch of GK Tech parts and stuff like that. We're gonna get everything else done that we can so that this thing is pretty much ready to go get shuck in, pass, and start shredding non-stop. I've already found a few little like oil leaks and stuff like that on some lines that we need to, you know, probably visit and fix and get all that sorted out. But these things are kind of normal. When you do a fresh build like this, you're always going to have teething issues. So I'm expecting it. And like I said, mistakes happen, so it's all good. It is now the next day, and I wanted to stop by and check out Daikoku as it's Sunday, and there's always some cool cars here on Sunday during the daytime. The weather is definitely not the best coming into autumn, obviously. It's getting pretty cold, bunch of rain weather, like hit and miss and all that kind of thing, but this is street goals right here. Also, I'm streaming on Twitch right now, so the guys are saying hello in the vlog behind the scenes. If you want to be a part of this, then you need to make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'll put the link in the description. As I was saying, this is street goals for me. I definitely want another JZX 100 Chaser for a street car, something really nice like this. Obviously not as slammed with over fenders or anything like that, but just really nice looking Chaser with some good aero. And dude, I actually really love these rays. These Volks look epic, really nice. But moving on, let's just take a quick look at what's here today. Dude, this Viper is epic. Pink wheels, pink badge, and it looks like he's got a pink pearl in the paint. It's kind of hard to tell. Hopefully the camera does this justice. So many American cars starting to make their way over here. It's like everyone's exchanging like 90s JDM cars for newer American cars. We got some Veilside cars here, obviously replicas from the Fast and Furious movie. We got the 350Z, the bad guy car. And then, well, I mean, technically Han was a bad guy too, right? But we've obviously got the RX-7. Sucks watching this thing crash in the movie. Such a cool body kit though. I love how much it transforms the RX-7. It actually makes it look like, I don't know, they're two completely different cars when they have this kit and everything, eh? I don't think I'd be comfortable saying one looks better than the other because they're so different. Oh man, so many epic cars. Altezza. We got a Skittles lineup here. Orange, green, red, blue. Not bad. Let's see what else we can find. Couple 34s here. This thing looks insane with the black Z-Tune front end on this and all the canards. Very nice. Caged and everything. That thing's set up for some racing. Oh, he's even got a like a time attack wheel on that. Damn, look at that. All the little fancy buttons there. Super cool. 35, another 35. They're so cheap now compared to the 34s. Actually, it's kind of crazy. We got a little bit of a Subaru lineup happening here. Yo, NSX. Sheesh. That is clean. Oh, the LED tail conversion looks so good. And we'll get another 34 over there. NA Miata Roadster. More American cars. These guys probably traded their S13 buckets of rust for these things. So crazy to see these here. Nice S2000, carbon hood. We got some rally themed cars. Looks like an RA edition STI. Easy giveaways, the hood, the roof scoop. And then we got this guy, he went all out. This thing's sick. Those fog lamps are massive. Very, very cool. Dude, the rear wings on this, they look like a bookshelf at like a Starbucks or something. Like, I don't know if you guys remember like when Starbucks used to be with the that bookshop. I can't remember the name of it, but they closed. But anyways, looks like a bookshelf. You've put all these books in there. It's a cool wing though. Oh, I just spotted the new BMW they released like a year ago. That's cool. You don't see too many of these. Not that many people like these BMWs. Okay, that joke's getting old. Obviously it's a Supra. Hang on a moment, is that a Supra? Like a real Supra? Like a genuine non-BMW Supra? Okay, I promise I'll let this joke die now. I promise, I promise. 33 GTR rolling in. Not bad at all. Love that wing. It's cool. Beautiful FD there. No, beautiful yellow. Looks incredible. I love that. Unfortunately, the weather's getting pretty bad. It's really cool. I think that's the Evo 5 there. That thing looks sick in the like a midnight purple. But then I noticed, look at this, another Fast and Furious replica Vilside RX-7 rocked up. There's two here now. This one here, and that one over there. That's like, it's rare enough to see one of these. Two of these at the same event? That's crazy. A little bit of a different wheel choice on this one though. Oh, he's got some endless brakes in there too. That's kind of nice. Not bad, not bad. I am back home now and I had a really good time checking out some cars, which definitely kept my mind off the fact that I can't go and just take my S15 for a drive right now. But one thing I am kind of like focusing on is how good it is that we've got it at my shop and I can get all these other things smashed out and done on the car that I was planning to do after we had it tuned and shuck end and stuff like that. So I can get everything ready in this dead time. And then once the tail shaft comes, which hopefully within the next couple weeks to a month, I just have no idea at this point, we'll have everything done. So then it'll just be like a rocket ship and we can just, you know, send it, I guess. But that aside, I also wanted to talk to you guys about, right now it is September. And if you've been watching on YouTube and stuff like that for a long time now, for a fair few years, you would know that September is always a struggle for content creators on the YouTube platform. And the main reason for this is due to all these companies pulled their ads off YouTube right now to re-evaluate their marketing strategies moving into Christmas and the new year. And what that means is because the YouTube algorithm wants to push you guys ads because that's what makes YouTube money, they just stopped recommending videos for vloggers. You know, no one has stopped uploading, all the schedules are the same, but you know, you're gonna see probably a lot of your favorite YouTubers and vloggers. One, you're probably not gonna get notifications as much and YouTube's not gonna be pushing their content in front of you, as well as you're probably going to notice they're going to lose about 30 to 50% viewership just in this month alone, especially coming into October. So I just want to remind you guys, go support your favorite YouTubers out there. It doesn't have to be me, but just go give them a bunch of love, share their videos, comment, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Maybe grab some merch because September, October is definitely a struggle. I'm feeling it. My views have tanked a fair bit. I know like a bunch of all my other friends who are on the platform, they're suffering the same thing as me. But yeah, just a quick reminder, go support your favorite content creator on the YouTube platform. But anyways, that aside, guys, I'll wrap up the video here. I hope you enjoyed. Next video is pretty cool. We're going to be at an SR Heritage meeting, so keep an eye out for that content. Expecting to see a bunch of SR stuff, which should be sick. And then after that, Probably some work on the S15. I know I have a whole bunch of content planned with the 32 Skyline soon, and a very big Evo update video. There's been a bunch of stuff happening in the back end behind the scenes, and pretty much everything's been like a filler arc this entire time for all that content that's coming. So hold out a little bit longer, guys. I know it's a struggle, but thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for all your support. Go to SAMMIT.net, grab yourself some merch, and I'll catch you in the next video. And just before I go, I want to get in the habit of always saying, I hope you guys are having an incredible day wherever you are, and just always focus on the positive. So see you next time, guys. Peace out. Ciao, mata.